Okay, so we'll find the inverse to both of them because, yeah, you guys are quick with it. You already have your graph. All right, so look, we switch it, right? Okay, you take this over. You get x plus 4, y squared. You're now going to inverse operate the function, and since it's a square, it's square root, plus minus x plus 4 is equal to y. All right, you guys get your xy table. This is my inverse one, which is, remember, there's a positive and there's a negative, right? But you're going to get your points off of here. So if this function is your original function, which is a parabola, it's really just at x minus 0 squared minus 4. So if you get your HK, you get 0, negative 4, right? Is that what you got? Yeah. Okay, and then you get 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2. What's the 2? 0? 8? Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Terrible. Okay, yeah, 8. She's right. I'm wrong. Okay. No, because isn't... Okay, 2 squared is 4 minus 4, right? 0? Yeah? 0. Okay. So then negative 2, 0, 1, negative 3. Right? So if I kind of put an ugly graph right here, if I'm graphing it 0, negative 4, oh wait, 0, negative 4, 2, 0, negative 2, 0, 1, negative 3, right? So this should kind of be your graph. And then if this is my, right, my folding, then it's going to end up being, it's going to kind of end up being like this. They're going to be on top of each other. Yeah. Yeah.
When you're making like the inverse, how come before does it say like all, like, wouldn't it be 8 before false?
No, wait, no, here, this is off the original function. Right? It's your x minus 4, right?
So you're plugging in the numbers to that original?
Yeah, yeah, because look, this is, because you guys don't yet know, we're going to learn it here, but like in im2, im1, they haven't taught you yet, like, you guys know lines, which means, hey, pick 4 numbers, pick 2 numbers, pick 3 numbers. You don't have restrictions. Okay, im2, you went through parabolas, and you guys were taught, hey, find your vertex. Find your vertex. Your vertex is going to guide your table, right? Up to, down to. You'll kind of know concavity, like, oh, if it's A is positive, A is negative, you know, okay, it's concave up. So that's kind of like your check when you're graphing. If the A value is negative, it's concave down. So if you're plotting and your answers are off, you're like, oh, wait, it's supposed to be a concave down parabola. Mine is going up, something's wrong, so that's your check. Okay, you haven't been taught the square root function, which is a sideways parabola. You can't break it up, and so your table is restricted. And so that's why you have to graph the original parabola function to get your inverse function points, which is the square root function. Yeah? You're kind of using it to piggyback to make it easier. Because then we're going to talk about domain, which becomes range, but it's just domain. I'm going to switch over. So then that will help you guide your table. Okay, so you have to get your table from the original function. That's why it's, oh, I have inverse here. This is f of x. This is f inverse of x. So you got to go off your original function. And so then your points then are 0, 2, negative 3, 1, negative 4, 0, negative 3, negative 1, I'll mess up, 0, negative 2. So when you plot it, now the inverse function, one, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, you guys. Oh, because I went to here. Oh, I forgot. I didn't plot it here. Okay, hold on. I didn't realize, you guys, I'm not doing that. I forgot I was doing it over here. Okay, and so like I said, see how it's sideways? Here's your inverse function, and this is your original function. So your original function is this upward parabola, but your inverse function is a square root function. But remember, you have to separate it positive, whatever that is, positive x plus 4, negative square root x plus 4. I forgot I hadn't done it pretty here. I did it messy here. Yeah, totally. Yeah. What do you? Yeah. But this is the negative. You just switch the negative. That was it. You can't switch it. That was it. It was just minor. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me.
I should still use that.
Yes. Just use that, make it the -4, and then once you're substituting, you'll get it right. You know what you're doing. You're going to get decimal answers because -1. Yeah, see, you wouldn't plug in the negative. It's a correct answer. It's a correct output. So if like you plugged in -3, -4, -3, or 0, you would see you would match my y value points. What is it at? 7 minutes? Why not? Okay, let's just go for 13. Okay, look, for those of you wanting to do 13, okay, you're gonna switch your x and y. That's always your first step. Okay, so now what? You switch it. I need to isolate this y right here. Okay, you guys, grouping symbols. Grouping symbols. For those of you that are like, oh, take the 3 over. Wrong. Trash answer. It's in that group. Parenthesis, square. I cannot remove that 3 because it is, I first have to drop those parentheses, which means I have to inverse function the square first. So, what's the inverse operation to squaring? Square rooting. So you cannot move that 3. I'm going to square root, and I get plus or minus square root of x, right? Equal, and now this, remember, square rooting of a square, it becomes the 1, right? That's what inverse operations are to each other. So then what am I left with? Just what's inside untouched, y plus 3. Your radicand just becomes your expression. They have learning to do. Prince is your partner. Okay, so now what do I do? You have one more step and you're done. I want y by itself, so what do I do? Yeah. So take this over, but it does not go in that radical house. So it's plus minus rad x minus 3 separated. If you guys were to messily do this, I will dock you. If you in any way have that 3 kind of under that radical, I will dock you. The 3 constant is coming over after the square root, so make sure there's definitely a dividing like space between the rad x and that -3. All of these functions that you guys are going to go over, you guys are going to get those papers that you guys got with we did yesterday with the graphing. I do one, you do one. Because you guys just have to figure out all the little terminologies and stuff, so they just kind of become your reference papers. So we'll do the cube, we'll do the square root, your logs, we'll do all of that with it. Okay, all right, so this is just your inverse function your inverse function is then, or just y, it is plus or minus x minus 3. And this is your inverse function. But remember, you always come back to your, if you want to graph your inverse function, go back to your original function. Okay, so what's my vertex here? What's my h? -3. What's my k? You don't see it, but what is it? The other, not the one, the other commonality one. 0, right? Yeah? So remember, this is the same thing. Yes, you see this, but it's really plus 0, right? Okay, so my vertex is -3, 0, right? And so now go -2, -1, -4, -5. Find those numbers, and then obviously it's just gonna be switched when you come over here and you plot them. Yeah? It's not super horrible. It's just, there's just, this entire class, it's not bad. It's not that it's difficult. There's just a lot of little details that you have to get right, like signs and exponents, and there are just a lot of little details that just clean everything up. And then you guys will find out inversing functions is really systematic. Like eventually you guys do enough of them where you pick up on the fact of what you have to do. All right, it's a long video, so I'm gonna pause it. It's a 12.